ये कथक बहुत सुंदर है, मैं बहुत खुशी है। Greetings to all of you. I'm speaking in Hindi. About 11 years back, I had come with my father to collect the Veer Savarkar award, and Shambai, thank you. That the foundation, I really thank all of you for putting in the effort to acknowledge him as a freedom fighter, because after that he passed away the next year. 2012, my father, Captain Dr. John Jacob, passed away. I want to say a few things about my father. He always spoke in fluent Hindi, fluent. Today, hopefully I'm going to speak in fluent English. And I hope you understand. The thing is that everybody knows about the Indian National Army, Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, from history and from the media. But there's so much of misunderstood representation of Netaji and the Indian National Army. It's very sad. He's a forgotten hero of a forgotten army. The due respect has not been given to him. And many others have been credited with the freedom that India has. My father always claimed that India never really got independence. In one of his writings, he has written, "All my dreams and aspirations were shattered when India was partitioned, and we called 15th August and 26th January Partition Day, as we followers of Netaji mourned the death of Mother India. He never celebrated Independence Day. Division was never the goal," he said. "Unity is strength, and anything other than unity can only cause weakness and confusion." My father was involved in the anti-British agitation during the high school time in the 1930s in India. From that time, his fire for independence was raging within him. He was imprisoned twice in India for coming against the British soldiers and the British Army. He left India for Singapore in 1939 in a ship, not knowing what the future was like. Once my father met Netaji, the rest is history. Even if we grew up abroad, our patriotism and nationalism to India is very, very strong. In the INA, my father was part of the security for Netaji, as Shambai already mentioned, and was part of the intelligence wing and the suicide squad of the Netaji's army. They were all willing to die for their country. Even Veer Savarkar ji, all of them were martyrs for India, for the cause of India. There was a loyalty to India, which is lacking in today's generation. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes. We need to build up a faithfulness and a patriotism among the youth, especially in India, because that is very, very important. When the Japanese occupied Singapore, one of the Japanese soldiers put a gun to my father's head and said that if you don't learn Japanese in 3 days, you will be killed. My father learned Japanese in 3 days, and I asked him later on in life, I said, "Were you scared when you saw the gun?" And he said, "Nay, nay, nay. I was never scared, because Netaji has taught us that we are second to none. Netaji gave us that boldness and that fearlessness to undertake any situation that comes up. He was very brave. All the INA soldiers were very brave. My father loved visiting Japan because, as you know, Netaji had a very strong friendship with the people of Japan. They respected him and they admired him. And Japan was one of the allies of Netaji. There is a sentence that Netaji says all the time, my father used to repeat it. "Give me blood and I give you freedom. Give me blood and I give you freedom." Freedom always comes at a cost. When we stand, not based on state or community or religion, They were all considered as one. They fought for India as one, not divided as Punjab or Odisha or Sikh or Malayali or Tamilian or Kannada. It was only I am an Indian. That's it. All of them loved each other and they were willing to fight for this cause as one. Isn't that what we need today? Isn't that what we need? That we are all identified. When you go abroad, you're not identified as a Malayali or a Punjabi. You're identified as an Indian.
Yes.
Nothing else. We are Indians. When people look at us outside, we are known as Indians. We cannot classify ourselves and separate ourselves. We are all brothers and sisters. Every one of us. State by state, we have to build up a movement where everyone is able to hold hands together for the cause of India. India could have been way more developed if we didn't have so much of politics. Isn't that true? India could have been even greater and reached much greater heights if everybody had not followed the principle of divide and rule by the British. Today we are still divided. We are still divided. We are not united as one. Isn't it, Shambai?
Yes.
We are still divided very much. So we need to understand that even my father was very, he was very focused on helping people out. Generosity, the INA taught him to start schools. He was a part of the Sri Narayana Guru Mission, Ramakrishna Mission, the Netaji Hindi High School, the Muslim Federation. Every organization he was a part of was belonging to another religion. But he never considered that. Never. He always thought of himself as an Indian. And based on the fact of communal harmony and love and helping each other out, he always carried out, that is what I grew up to see, that there was no separation, there was always communal harmony. And INA soldiers believed in that. My father said that when they were together in the army, they always looked beyond religion. They looked beyond religion and they were able to treat each other as brothers and sisters. There was no fights or no division among them. Isn't that what we are lacking today? Isn't that what we are lacking today? We can all be kind to each other. We can be nice to each other. It doesn't mean that we all have to belong and look the same. We can still reach out and help our fellow brothers and sisters in India. We can move away from thinking only of ourselves and start looking out for other people. And when we do that, our society will be much, much more better, much more generous and much more kinder. Post-INA, when my father, after INA times, when post-INA, he got a job in the British-occupied administration. But the minute they realized that he was an INA officer, they didn't give him the job. They were against INA. So immediately he started his own business and became very successful as a businessman, establishing offices in many, many countries. In conclusion, I just wanted to say something. The INA role model of unity should be relevant now in modern India. We are all human beings living in this democratic country with the same desire to live in freedom. If you look back at the INA, the women's regiment, the Rani Jhansi regiment was very strong. Women fought with men. Women fought with men. They were given equal opportunities. Under Captain Lakshmi, bold fighters, women came out and started fighting for the cause of freedom. We live and breathe the same air. Our struggles and difficulties are similar, and the same blood flows through our veins. Blood is life and love is sacrifice. It is not confined to a particular caste, religion, or a particular community. When we go into the hospital and somebody donates blood, do you ask which community he is from? Do you? We just receive the blood because blood is life, isn't it?
Yes.
So when there is no difference in this kind of life-threatening situations, why should there be differences in any one of us? Shambai, shall we sing Katam, Katam? कदम कदम बढ़ाएगा खुशी के गीत गाएगा जिंदगी है कौन की कौन पे उतारेगा. Rise up, children, rise up. Shall we consider the whole nation of India as our own? Not only the state of Orissa, not only the state of Kerala, where we come from, but every one of us here, if you go out from here with the unity mind of staying together, not divided, not fighting, not based on religion, not based on color or discrimination, just being kind to your fellow Indians. Isn't that a good decision? Put your hands like this, let's all take a pledge, and I'm sure that this is exactly what people like my father, Netaji, wanted. And remember this, the principle is love your neighbor as you love yourself. Have you heard that?
Yes.
Love your neighbor as you love yourself. That's a very strong biblical principle, and that's what my father applied. So let's all take a pledge. I will consider every Indian as my brother and sister. I will be motivated to live in this country and give my best to this country. I will not do anything which destroys the unity of this country. This country, if I start loving my brothers and sisters, I want to move ahead to an India with no discrimination, no hatred, no politics, no fighting. I want to be the peace. God bless you all. Jai Hind!